Afternoon, YouTubers. This is the end of the day edition. Well, following on from this morning's thing, I managed to go upstairs and root around for the Mark II escort wiring loom that I've scrapped, or the car I scrapped, and I found myself this plug. Probably came out of the hazards or something, but it had a couple of heavy-duty wire connectors which I've salvaged and soldered into there. It looks a bit ganky, but it's gonna work. So after doing that, I thought I'd better try and find out what was wrong with the switch. Well, I managed to trace the fault in the switch by learning how the switch works. This is actually a Land Rover switch, it's brand new. Now I've got the option of fitting that if I want to, but I don't really want to fit brand new parts on a car if I'm going to send it back to the UK, because when I get it back to the UK I can just buy those brand new parts and put them on in the UK. Basically the fault with this thing was the power supply there, some sort of dry soldered connection going between that and the dip beam wire. And what had actually happened is this plastic cam here, this is not very easy to see, is it, any of this? There's a plastic cam in there, and when you up and down for your dip beam, it opens and closes two sets of contacts, one on dip beam and one on main beam. Well, the plastic bit that opens the dip beams had basically melted away. There was nothing there, so it wasn't connecting the dip beam together, nor did there seem to be any power going across to the main beam. So I've soldered a new plastic bit on and shaped that up, and spent nearly an hour trying to sort out this stupid dry joint on the back there. Now, I did do a video on it all, but it gets on for nearly an hour. I don't know if anyone wants to sit there for an hour looking at a video of me fiddling around with a switch. But you never know, somebody might want to do it, so I'll put that video up much later on today. But this one's just the update one in the series. And WR, you were a bit too quick. That's a welding rod with a little thing ground on the end of it, and yeah, it does the job, except on this one it just wasn't having any of it. They were proper mirrors to get out. I did get them out though, but trying to get the wire off, where's the one there? I got as far as, focus, and there we go. I got as far as opening it up. There it is. I opened it up and got all the wire out, and I was just going to crimp some new wire in and solder them. But then I just thought, I'll sod it. I'm just going to see if I can find a plug on that old wiring loom and use that instead. So yeah, there's a Land Rover switch. If that thing fails to work tomorrow, we'll find out in the morning when I start trying to trace all the bad connections and dodgy wires that are everywhere. But there's one thing I also got to trace before I do any of that, and that's the battery. I've got no idea where the battery is. So we'll leave that. We'll go and get on the beer, and I'll catch up with you lot in the morning's edition. Well, unless you want to sit through nearly an hour's worth of evening's edition, I'll just bung that up later on my laptop when there's nothing to do. Cheerio now.